Mark from Aberdeen. It's 1 minute past 12 and we are at the start line of the sustainable race.
It isn't an actual start line though, is it?
No, not really.
There's no line. There's a line there, I suppose, but
we've got chargers, getting a little bit of battery in the Twizy,
yeah.
Getting a little bit of battery in the support vehicle, and the support driver obviously is just getting himself sorted.
I just get myself in the shot. I'm
there
just
we go.
a support team. I'm roughing it in a Tesla.
Yeah,
So we're just getting ourselves sorted, and then we are, well, you've worked out your first stop, you think?
Got to see what happens there.
Yeah, and I'm working out my first stop. I know I'm just gonna go straight for Dundee. Why not? Only 75 miles. And then we're gonna go down there. We're gonna go down, get our first quick stop, and then we're just gonna
Wing it.
cover another 430 miles after that.
Something like that, mate. Something like that. It is going to be a real wing it sort of situation, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and thanks to people already, everybody's kind of got in contact with regards to places to stay and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So really great, because we really are, in that sense, winging that as well. So people want to, people follow our glimpse. My glimpse is going to be ran through eco cars, because obviously I'm on a bike and I can't power my phone while cycling. You've got your glimpse on as well, haven't you?
Yeah, my glimpse is going, so I've tweeted that already, so you should be able to follow that. We're just trying to get people to share the links that we're going to post. I've got another link that I'm going to post in a minute, which is for Jan's GoFundMe page, and so we really need people to start sharing that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we are doing this obviously for a bit of mad, bit of fun. You're going to see a lot of kind of capers between us probably, because we're just going to keep ourselves entertained. But at the end of the day, this really is for a good cause. So when we post the links, the GoFund link for Jan and the family, and amazing little Alice, please, if you can't donate, okay, that's fine, no problem. But please share it. Just please share. That's all we ask. That's great.
yes, please.
Cool. Right, we're gonna set off.
We are. It is just so you know, the weather is awful. It's really windy and it's really cold. It's not gibbering, but it's near on gibbering.
See, I don't mind, because the wind slows me down a little bit, but I can just keep going. The wind slows him down and eats his battery, so I'm good. But yeah, this is Scotland.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
Chris was a good 10 minutes ahead of me leaving and set off to an awesome start. By the time I began moving, he was already 3 miles up the road and maintaining the speed. However, it wasn't long before I catch him up in our trusty Renault Twizy.
Okay, I'm going to see if you can see this. I'm just going to hang you out the window. There goes Chris. And for the first time in the race, he's behind me. I'm showing on my sat nav 33 miles to go and 34 on the range. So fingers crossed, I'm taking it nice and steady. I'll see you at, I'm not sure where it is. Yes, I do. It's called Baltic Street Car Park. Sounds warm. See you there.
A few minutes later, this plan had gone out of the window and I'd found myself diverting early to a familiar charging stop.
I am at, again, the Grassic Gibbon Centre with no gibbons. I'm on the same charger with the same leads all the way along there, all the way into the Twizy. And I'm just looking at where Chris is. So I'm going to see if this comes through. So let that focus. So I am, see if I can zoom that in a little bit there. So I'm there where my little pinky is, and Chris is obviously the blue arrow up there. So he's coming down this route here. I know this isn't very clear. He's coming down this route here, and then I'm there. Now I was planning on stopping down there somewhere, but range started to disappear. It is so windy. I don't know if you can hear that. This is a sound deadening microphone, so it'll probably cut it out. But the wind is horrific. Though yes, he's behind me, but only about 6 or 7 miles.
Despite the weather, Chris was still able to maintain a consistent pace, and his extra range took him straight past me and a further 7 miles into the lead. My hope was he was going to run out of steam and need to stop for a rest, but all this extra time charging the Twizy was certainly starting to show. So from here, I'd really like to make it down to Dundee, to Princess Street, to the charging hub there, and then I can have some sleep and just charge up. However, I'm not sure that's going to happen because I don't know if you can hear, the weather is just, it's horrific. The really bad point about it is the wind's straight into our faces, so it's really not ideal conditions. But I'm going to give it a go. I think it's a distance of 43 miles, 98%. It's time to go. See you there, wherever that may be. I left the Gibbon Centre and headed for Dundee, but again after a few minutes I realised it wasn't going to happen, so I had to find an alternative. The rain and wind quite literally killed any range I had. However, the cat and mouse continued and I passed Chris and JP again to slip into the lead, albeit temporarily. So I am in Asda at Arbroath. I overtook Chris, which is good. He's made some good ground actually. I passed him about 4 miles back up the road, so I'm going to have a quick look and see if we can see whereabouts he is now. I've got to say, it looked like he was struggling. By the look of it, about to go past. Yes, there he is. Wait there. Wait there. Okay. Just sprinting across the car park, and there you will see Chris just driving past. Okay, so I overtake him, he overtakes me. I overtake him, he overtakes me. I'm just wondering if this is how it's going to be. Okay, I'm charged. I'm up to 56% exactly, and my left handbrake on. And I'm hoping that is enough to get me to Princess Street Hub in Dundee. If it's not, well, I'm going to end up breaking down. This charge had left me way behind again, and Chris now had roughly 15 miles on me, and he was quite literally speeding through the streets of Dundee to the charging hub and to a well-earned cooked breakfast. I came in almost 30 minutes behind him and with hardly any range remaining at all. The weather has been absolutely awful. So
23 mile an hour headwinds is what the weather forecast is saying. To put it in perspective, I've got an 80 mile range battery on the bike. It doesn't do 80 miles, but I could get about 50 to 60 miles out of that comfortably. I was lucky to get 28, 29 miles out of it.
I'm also having the same problem with the Twizy, which has got a realistic range of 40 miles, I'd say, somewhere around about there, and I'm struggling with them to about 32 at the moment, and that's been consistent all the way down. It's as bad as it was when I did this journey last year, so I was hoping that with the warmer weather that was going to change and I was going to be flying down and everything was going to be groovy, but no, the wind, the weather, just all them different things have made it not go quite according to plan. So
just going to ask actually, how have you got left to go?
Just let me check for you. So I need 47%, so that's probably about, I'd say about an hour.
About an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, I know we're mates and everything, but see you later. I'm off.
Okay, I am up to 96.12 state of charge. I've been here for what seems an eternity, and I did manage to get a wash and use a loo and that in the hotel, which is around the corner, which was nice. And I've been speaking to a few taxi drivers, all well impressed with this whole charging setup. It's great. Now then, back to business. Chris is way ahead of me, like way ahead of me. He's just disappeared somewhere down the other end of the country, so I need to play catch up. My next stop is actually 26 miles away. I'm going to a bike shop that our good friend John Van Deeken has sorted out for us, that I can just pop the 3-pin plug in, go around the corner, get something to eat. So all good there. So I will see you at the bike shop.
Chris and his film crew seemed to be enjoying themselves as they rode on south towards Edinburgh, and my estimations were I was an hour and roughly 15 to 20 miles behind again. So I was making short work of my next leg and hoping Chris would need to stop for that rest while I could claw back some of my lost time.
Okay, I am at Leslie's Bike Shop, it's called, and this was organised by John Van Deeken, our colleague and good friend. I've just come down here. I've chucked an extension lead through the back there, through the back door. They've offered me a coffee. I've used a loo. Fantastic. Worryingly, I haven't seen Chris. Now, I'm not sure if he's taking a different route or if he's just getting his foot down. So I'm going to give him a tinkle now and see what's going on. But he's keeping ahead of the game. So, but I've got about an hour and 20 minutes charge time here, and then I should be done. So let's see.
And the reason I'd not seen him was because he was still ahead of me and nearly on the long downhill stretch from Dunfermline to the Queensferry crossing.
Hey everyone, so I'm currently on the Forth Bridge. I've had to dismount because it's just not safe to cycle on this road. It's fine to walk, but trying to cycle, as you can hear by the wind, I'm just getting pushed everywhere. So I've dismounted. As you know, Jonathan, Rico Cars, is running a glimpse, so you can kind of keep an eye on where I am. But obviously Jonathan has pushed on ahead, so you can get a little bit of rest. And I'm just going to push through Edinburgh because it's all cycle paths from now on. It's nice and safe. But just to show where I am, to show that I am definitely on the Forth Road Bridge. Here I am on the old Forth Road Bridge. The Queensferry crossing is over there. This is tough going. But hey, life's adventure, you've just got to keep pushing on, keep working through it, you'll get to the end. So, see you soon guys.
Shortly after, I was done and on my way, but things weren't going according to plan. The Twizy was making some strange, very odd noises.
Okay, it wouldn't be entertaining if I didn't break down, would it? I've been driving along and I've got a knocking noise coming from the back. So I've stopped, I've had a look. And that's hanging off. So I've come to this garage, just here, RF Motors, which is excellent. And they very kindly lent me a couple of spanners. Okay, what's happening there is the trap rod end is actually turning as I do the nut up, which is probably the problem. In there, trying to put some pressure and some lift into that trap rod end there, and then stop it turning. So I managed it. Yeah, I just got enough lift on it to get it to bite, and then one more for good luck. There we go. Okay, let's put the lump hammer back. Legend. All right, thank you so much. Thank you. It's all fixed now, and I can tell you that the noise has gone. Okay, it gets better. The window's falling out, so I don't know if you can see that. What's happening is this. Oh, shut up. Excuse my language. I think I'm going to need some super glue or something just to hold that there. Okay, so I am just going over a bridge, and I think I'm not sure I'm supposed to be here. It did say buses and taxis only, and I'm definitely not one of those, but then it said up to 125cc, and I thought, well, I'm under that. So technically, no, actually what he said was, it said motorcycles up to 125cc. Yeah, they're definitely only buses coming back the other way. Yeah, because if I look across to that, Jesus wept, for 5 minutes, the wind, if I look across to that way, there's definitely vans and cars and things that I think I should be with. So that's probably not so good.
The The same downhill section was now to my advantage, and I was able to maintain some higher speeds whilst holding the range well, and I reached my next charging stop quickly and with plenty of range remaining.
So I am charging on this here eVolts plug A charging, and so far I have taken 151 watt hours. That is big numbers just there. 5 minutes and 3 seconds. So again, on the blue contraption commando, down to the 3-pin, and there you go, look, the window's fallen off again. I spent a lot of time holding that on. So if I just come out this way, I was plugging in, and then this chap turned up, Mr. Bob Murphy, and he's brought a fully charged live bag. And what's in there?
Loads of things.
Oh my word.
Tea cakes, from my wafers, ibuprofen, Red Bull, Iron Brew, protein shake, porridge oats, bars.
Are you trying to weigh me down? So we're cooking on gas. I know my next charge stop is Haddington, and that is our journey then down out of Scotland into England. So in the meantime, while I'm here, I'm going to start chowing down on all this goodness. Massive thanks to you, Bob. Thank you very much. Time to go again. We are out of here.
Slipstreaming Bob and his eVolt BMW i3 meant this 22-mile leg was easy and quick. Finally, I felt like I was catching Chris and Jonathan.
Okay, we are here. We're at the location we need to be at. I've got 18 miles left on the range, and I'm going to get plugged in. I need the loo, bust in, sun shining. Times are looking good. So I always feel good at this point because it's downhill all the way back to England, but the weather seems to clear up here. As soon as you go down towards Berwick, the wind dies down and things just seem to get a little bit better. So let's get charged. You may remember that gentleman just there. That is Jeremy, and you may remember that lovely lady there. That is Jeremy's wife, Valerie, and they have looked after me again. Last year, they gave me soup. This year, I've got veggie burgers. So it's all good stuff in Haddington. In Haddington, that's where we are. So thank you very much for having me. It's been amazing.
Pleasure.
And we got an hour to catch up together, and JP got some sleep. After all, he was struggling in that Tesla.
Hey everybody, so this is a very quick update. We're in Haddington. I'm now about to make my way down to Berwick upon Tweed. About 40 odd miles down the road, I think, somewhere around about there. But the great thing is it's now, a lot of this road is downhill, which is great. So I'm just going to blast this out, go for Berwick upon Tweed, have a quick stop there, probably about 10-15 minutes, just to kind of get the legs moving, get off the bike, get the bum feeling a little bit better, not so numb, and then push on from there. But we've had a great stop here at Haddington, thanks to Jeremy Roebuck and his lovely wife Valerie.